Do you see those two surfers in Australia invented that thing that can vacuum up the ocean? It really can't, but it can get rid of a lot of litter. I don't know how many you'd need to fucking end the swirl we got going out there in the fucking Pacific Ocean. But it was a really cool idea, and it was evidently safe for marine life and all of that type of shit. And it actually gave me hope for our ability to continue being here for any sort of foreseeable future. And then I was just like, you know what's going to happen is the game that they're going to have to play to get that thing to a national fucking level, international level, that everybody would actually use it. The sea of corporate and political red tape that you would have to go through, and the amount of ownership that you're going to have to give up, probably 100%, to actually make that fucking thing happen, is the chances of them actually using that fucking thing is probably 0 fucking %. That's what's going to fucking happen. You know what I mean? Hey, here's a thing that could possibly solve the problem. Well, here's the thing. You know what's funny is you vacuum up the fucking litter out of the ocean, and then where do you put it? You know? Then you put it in the ground. What about the worms? Then the birds can't eat it. Then the cats have nothing to eat. The dogs have nothing to chase. You know, certain groups of people have nothing to eat, right? Then we have nobody to fight. And then fucking our military goes down the drain. It's a slippery slope. You start vacuuming out the ocean. You know, I was thinking the other day, you know, when the world population got out of control is when shit couldn't be made out of natural shit anymore. You know, like if you look at kids' toys, and back in like the 40s and 50s, if you go on eBay and look at those creepy fucking toys played by now dead kids. Kids that have now grown up, gotten divorced, you know. Oh, Jesus, the fucking cloud's hanging over me today. This is what happens when somebody texts me before I want to fucking wake up. I'm grumpy. Back then, if you look at those creepy-ass fucking toys that look slightly haunted, you know what I mean? They're made out of wood, metal. The cars, even like the tires, were made out of rubber. It was all natural shit. So at the end of the day, if you fucking threw those things out, even if you threw them into the fucking ocean, they don't belong in there. At the end of the day, what do you got? You got a little bit of metal, a little bit of wood, right? It's going to break down. It's going to be fine. I'm not saying to throw fucking, you know, old dead kids' toys into the ocean. That's not what I'm saying here. But I'm saying, whatever, you take it down to the dump, and all of that shit's going to biodegrade, right? It was, you know, once we went into the plastics, it's fucking over. Because there was so many goddamn whining kids. They had more whining kids than they had fucking trees and rubber. That comes from a tree, right? Just what makes that little old ant think he can climb that rubber tree plant? Fucking, it's a tree and a plant. Doesn't make any sense. It's the Bruce Jenner of fucking trees. It's a hybrid. It's got a leg on either side of the fence. Let me look this shit up. Oh, you get to listen to Bill type here. Just what makes that little old ant think he can climb that rubber tree plant? Rubber tree plant. Maybe they just put plant in there so it would rhyme with everyone knows that ant can't climb a rubber tree plant. All right. Images. Well, that looks like a fucking plant to me. Rubber tree plant. Why doesn't any of them say rubber tree plant on them? The rubber tree plant. You know what? My apologies to Frank Sinatra or whoever wrote that fucking song. Rubber tree plant. Be the first to view this product. You can get one for $50. Dude, I'm telling you, if you fucking had a bunch of those things, if you had a bunch of rubber tree plants, right, and you just grew them in a greenhouse outside your house, all your neighbors would think that you were fucking, dealing weed, and all you were doing was just making yourself your own homemade radial tires. Can you still buy studded tires? Do you remember those fucking things? They had nails in them. You could run over children with them and they blame the kids. Studded tires. There you go. Studded snow tires versus studless snow tires. Images for studded tires. Look at that. You get a little traction. Then, of course, some redneck's got to do it with the spikes coming out. I love those rednecks who like rolling coal. Fucking dopes. Like they're making some sort of statement. And they always turn it on and they blow the black smoke into a Prius. Yeah. So these guys like pumping their fists. I don't know. It's one of my favorite things. What was I talking about? Yeah, you got to go back to making kids' toys. If I was elected president, if I was running for office, right, I that's what I would say. I would go up there. I would completely ignore Donald Trump. And whenever he talked to me, I would just look at the crowd and be like, is he puckering his lips? Are his lips still puckering? I can't look at him. He looks like an old angry fish who didn't achieve his dreams. And now he's picking on all the younger fish. Sorry. And his hair's the color of a goldfish. I would just say, listen, what we need to do is we need to get the population down to where we can make children's toys out of wood, metal, and rubber again. Do you understand me? We got to stop vaccinating people for polio. We got to let the measles come back. We got to burn off the herd. Okay? That's what we need to do. So we can once again make toys out of wood, metal, and rubber. Same thing with cars. And I don't give a fuck about safety. No more crumple zones. All right? Going back to the old days. Gonna stick you in fucking Model Ts, driving around in a goddamn toaster. That's what's gonna happen. And then you whip around the corner, you flip the fucking thing over, and that's it for you. Right? And you biodegrade, and so does the car, because there's going to be no more growth hormones and preservatives or any of that shit in the fucking food. Oh, yeah, people are going to starve. You goddamn right they are. They're going to fucking starve. But they're going to biodegrade. And they will we'll throw them all in the same fucking ditch, and they will create a fossil fuel that we can use together in the future. What kind of octane do you think that would be? Is that the right word? Human beings turned into a fossil fuel. Do you think we'd be an 87, a 91, or a 93, whatever the fuck that means? Isn't that just a purification process? You know what's funny? There's actually somebody who's not in that industry that actually could explain it. And that's the kind of person you do not want to be in a car with for any I can't remember what the fuck I'm trying to say. Long specific time. It didn't sound right in my fucking head, and I still said it. Long period of time. That fucking guy who just knows a little bit about everything, but he's still fucking in that fucking one-bedroom apartment. You know that guy? Still in that same apartment. He's been there for 13 fucking years, and there's not a subject on the planet that you can fucking bring up. Yet that cunt has not got his bag of gold. Why is that? I'll tell you why. If you're the kind of fucking person that no one wants to drive across town with in a fucking car, do you think somebody wants to spend 8 hours a day in a boardroom with you? They don't. They're going to bury you in that sea of cubicles, right? They're going to use you as a litmus test to see who the fuck is tough enough to get to the next level. I'll tell you, think that Susie Q down there has got the stuff for maybe a corner office. I know what we'll do. We'll stick him right next to Bert, who fucking knows something about everything, right? But can't even clean the sleep out of his fucking eye. Have him sticking his head over a cubicle every day with his stale, not quite bad, but not quite fresh breath. Listening to her conversations on the phone, Mandy, what are you doing this weekend? Let's get brunch. I'm dying to go to Lisby's. They have the best French toast. Then he pops his fucking head over the wall. Actually, French toast was not created in France. Little known fact. If she could fucking handle that, she gets the corner office. Day after fucking day. It's gotten to the point she can't have an orgasm because she just keeps hearing his fucking voice in her head. You know? Her boyfriend thinks she's fucking around on him. Her whole fucking life is falling apart, but she's this new age woman, right? She's willed herself not to have a period. She's going for that fucking corner office. You know something? If you're sitting there right now going, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I'm not talking about anything. I have a moral obligation to talk for a half an hour every fucking Thursday. God damn it, I'm only 20 minutes in. I was woken up before I wanted to wake up. And, I'm a little grumpy.